Hello, this is Karen with Mana Delight and also with the Twin Souls Network. It's been a long time since I've done a video, so I wanted to pop on and give you all updates about what's going on. I so appreciate everyone who has reached out through messages and emails, checking on me and just making sure that everything's okay. I so appreciate it. You all are wonderful. Everything, of course, is fine. There have been what I've been feeling about some things that I'm going to bring forth in this video about what has shifted for me, and I feel has also shifted for the Twin Flame Collective as well. First, I had a lot of people concerned about the Twin Souls Network because when they went to that YouTube channel, it wasn't there any longer. And I was having trouble getting back in because of a password issue. So I had to do a whole new channel, which I really felt guided to do that anyway, start fresh, because it's not so much going to be what I intended for it to be 2 years ago. It will be a lot of the same because it's going to be interviewing twin flames, twin souls, and also those along the ascension path. So it'll be a broad audience, but highlighting twin souls and wanting to highlight at the very beginning same-sex twins, because of some controversy and some judgment surrounding it, which we all know has to go. That is coming soon. So I'm hoping by the time this video comes out that I will have an introduction video. The problem that I'm going to have with that and starting the new channel is that I believe you need at least 100 subscribers to be able to post a long video. So I won't be able to post a long interview on that channel until I have enough subscribers, because they limit the time of your video. So I would have to do an interview and break it down. I want to say it's like a 10-minute video. I'm not really 100% clear on that. So when I do the introduction video, then the channel will appear. There's no videos on there, so you might be able to see it, but it'll say there are no content for the channel or whatever. But once I get that one video on there, then I'm going to need everyone who's subscribed to this channel to please subscribe to that channel, so we can get that one off the ground and going. So that's just all the business that I have to talk about. So I'm hoping to have that introduction video uploaded by the time I release this one. So you can just pop right over there, and I'll leave the new link to Twin Souls Network down below and all of that. So what I'm feeling with the energies and that right now, and I've been getting messages over the past couple weeks regarding what's been going on with me and what I feel is going on within the Twin Flame Collective, and wanting to compile that and get it out here for you guys and give you an update. But it just seems like it was not time. Things were pushing back. And now I'm feeling the release to get it out there for September. So first, the shift is very physical. It's like I've been away for 3 years on a spiritual journey, and almost like I've been plopped back down in the physical. And I felt like that was coming when I was guided, or I was actually forced to come back to family, but come back to my hometown in Illinois, and have been here for that duration. And the problem with it is that they were integrating me back into the family and dealing with family issues and dealing with physical issues. And there was some resistance, of course, out of fear, because it's almost like, not that you're falling back asleep, but it's like, it's a little scary because you're thinking, okay, what's happening here? Like, it's kind of quiet. There aren't a lot of downloads or messages. There's not a lot of energy intensity. There's just all this physicalness. I was dealing with a lot of physical body issues. So it's almost like the shift is into the physical, where it's like, okay, you have some body issues you need to deal with. There's physical things that you need to deal with. Just past things that I have let go because I was thrust into this journey, because it was time to get things healed, get things taken care of, releasing a lot of the past, releasing a lot of the old. So I'm feeling like right now it's very much all about what's going on right here and right now. So you may be feeling this collective shift, and it's almost like, and I feel like it started with a detachment phase. Like I felt like, okay, I'm detached from this. I was like, I'm not chasing my twin. I'm not exerting myself in the physical anymore. I'm not putting myself out there. I'm not reaching out. I'm not going to message and say I'm checking on you. I'm not going to message and say happy birthday and all of that. And that was always my consistent role of wanting her to know that I was there. But that kind of shifted, and I'm like, okay, nope, I'm done with that. So there's this detachment thing that's going on. And it's been good, and it's crucial for the journey, because we have to now be right here, right now in the physical. It's like, it's go time is what I kept hearing. It's go time in the physical. So then there was messages coming through that union is here. It's available. It's here in the physical. And it is. It is. There are lots of twins receiving messages and communications and things like that happening. And then there's some that it's just not happening yet. There's no communication. There's no reach outs or anything like that going on. And that's perfectly fine. That's just the way that it is. But the physical aspect of it is, the physical union is here and available. And what we're doing now is closing the gap. Your twin will then now be moving to you. You will meet in the middle. That's why I love that song, Meet Me in the Middle. It's like one of my favorites, because that's really what I'm feeling is going to happen. We're going to be closing the physical gap. And that means that there's physical things that need to be done. That's why we came here, is to be in this physical reality and doing our work. And one thing that, so it's been an integration process since I've been back home. It's been an integration process. First, they had to get me to let go, be comfortable with, this is what is happening. This is where you're supposed to be. And so on a personal level, I've been feeling a major physical shift. So this may be something that is happening to you. Maybe you have been guided to go back home. Maybe there's some sort of tower thing that happened that forced you to go back home, or is forcing you to deal with something in the physical, because these things need to be cleared up. It's now time in the physical, right here, right now, to clear all of these issues up, whether they are things with your physical body or whether they're things with whatever, creditors, banks, medical bills, just anything. Those have to be cleared up, because we're closing the gap in the actual physical. I do believe in role reversal, and I felt like anytime that you're working in tandem always with your twin. So I feel like sometimes there's an opposite going on with your twin that's going on with you. So as we're in the physical and dealing with things in the physical, because the twin has been doing that, and as they've been doing that in the physical realm, they've also been dealing with the shadow. So when you're coming back into the physical, then I feel like your twin would be then working with things spiritual. And there's my bell going off. I'll let it finish. Okay, so, but I feel like it's more in tandem, but I feel like we're dealing now with our shadow, because when I'm talking about these physical lessons, I kept hearing about personal responsibility. Like, not that there was this illusion out there, but there was this kind of thing is that we didn't have to deal with anything in the physical. That's why I was saying, like, I felt like I was gone for 3 years and now I've been plopped back down in the physical, and it's like, deal with this. You have to clear this up. There are things that have to happen. If you are in a marriage, or if you are still dating someone else and things like that, and you're still waiting on your twin, there's things that you have to clear up. There's just things that have to be handled in the physical, because we will be here in the physical. This is what we chose to do. Humanity, we came here for this reason. And as more as I've been integrating with the physical, it's like I had blinders on for 3 years almost to humanity, because you can't really deal with it. Like, you don't want to be around people. My thing was putting a ball cap on and going to the store and not hoping that I didn't run into anybody, and didn't really want to interact with anyone. And that is because of us being empaths, of course, and being able to feel that, and being able to feel that compassion and the pain for the other people. And you just couldn't really be around those energies. And so that's what I feel like I have been integrating back into, is being able to now deal with humanity, with the tragedies, with all of those things that we came here to correct. This is our mission. Union and mission is one and the same for Twin Flames, and I've said that from the beginning, and I truly, truly feel that. There's things that you have come here to do. And whatever those things are, whether you're dealing with or have dealt with, especially being a Blu-ray Twin Flame, you have had a very hard childhood or a hard life. And you have dealt with some of these horrific things that are going on within humanity. Because one of the things that happened during those 3 years while I was on this intense spiritual journey of healing and releasing all of the old, I didn't watch the news. I couldn't watch TV. I was on a YouTube hiatus, and I know this to be truth for many twins. It's like any twin flame video, anything on ascension, you had this thirst for it, and you were pulling away, and your whole life was involved in the signs and the YouTube videos and the readings. And so you didn't listen to the news. You couldn't handle the news. But I started, not that I watch the news still even now, and I don't do TV, and I feel like there are some programming there, and so I don't want to. But you start hearing and start seeing things in the physical. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like my eyes have been open to humanity and to everything, because I just was one of those, for the whole time, and I don't know if this is anyone else, but the whole time on the spiritual journey, I really didn't I couldn't focus on anything else or anyone else. I had to focus on myself. And so my eyes were kind of closed to some things, but now we're here for that. Domestic violence, child abuse and neglect, death, illnesses that take people's lives. Excuse me. Just all of those things. I mean, all you have to do is tune into a Dr. Phil video on YouTube or an Oprah Winfrey video on YouTube, and there is humanity in their pain and in their struggles. And we chose to come here to help transcend that. And a lot of us chose very hard lives to help deal with that. I know that one of mine is domestic violence. And then, of course, there's a plethora of other things. And there's a lot of you that have been sick with physical ailments. And that is because you're help clearing those physical ailments. So whatever you've had to come and clear and heal from are those things that you are going to help clear and heal for humanity. So that's what I've been noticing. In my personal responsibility, as I am integrating now back into the physical with people. This is where self-mastery comes into play. This is where the scripture from Jesus is being in the world, but not of it. Transcending our humanness and having personal responsibility to do that. And being able to deal with people and relationships, because we're going to be in and around and amongst the people. And this is the shift that I'm feeling collectively, and this is a personal shift that I've been feeling as well. Not everyone will be at this stage. You could be still releasing and going through your healing and your spiritual journey and are not ready to. It may not be go time for you, but for the majority and for myself and my journey, it's go time. It's go time right here, right now. And I keep hearing that song, and I'm going to leave the link to the song below because it really has a lot of pertinent lyrics in it for right now. So that's what I've been feeling. I don't know if anyone's had a chance to check out Chris Cotton's new video where he had a QHHT session. His channel, and I'll leave a link to that also below, is Blazing and Flaming 3.0. And he had a QHHT session where he was asking some specific questions about twin flames. And I felt all of the messages to be relevant and true, and I resonate to them right now. And the word that I got the most hit on was the harmonization. And harmonization to me is about balance. And so I felt like that's what we're doing, is we're balancing our spiritualness with our physicalness, like self-mastery. And then, and like I said, this video has been like 3 weeks coming, and I've just been getting more messages and wanted to be 100% sure of what was going on, because I wasn't really getting a lot of messages. Like I was saying, there's not been that intensity. It's been quiet spiritually, and I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this or not. I mean, I've heard from I would say a handful of twins who are dealing with this too. It's like, bam, like here I am, and now all of a sudden I have a bunch of health issues and I have a bunch of physical things going on. So there is a collective physical shift for sure happening. So when I'm guided to watch a video or a movie, there's always a sign or a message within it. And I was on Amazon and I watched the movie Captain Fantastic. And I don't know if anyone else has watched that, or if you can watch it. I don't know if it's on Netflix or anything. I don't have Netflix, but it is on Amazon. But it is a great movie about balance. And you wouldn't think so with Captain Fantastic or whatever. But it is really about a father who has to compromise, and he has to balance But it is all about him coming back into physical reality because he was off the grid. Him and his family was out hunting, and the children didn't go to school, and he was training them and teaching them, and he was doing a marvelous job, a fantastic job with his children. But there was some things that happened that forced them to come back into the real world. And he had to learn to balance that. And so it's a great movie to watch because that's really what I feel is happening for us now. We have been off in a spiritual, we've been out in the wilderness, and now I feel this integration back into the physical, into the real world where we are much needed. And in doing so, in our integration in the physical, I feel as if this is how we're going to close the gap to our union. Because our union will be very physical. It is a physical union. And we will be doing our mission here physically. Now, as far as ascension and leaving this timeline and leaving this reality, I think it's more about anchoring higher timelines. And I'm going back to that scripture of being in the world, but not of it. And that means that we are here in this 3D reality, but we are not of the 3D reality. And so we are anchoring higher timelines and higher dimensional realities here in this physical. And this is it, this is it. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about the fear of that and how I was holding on and did not want to let go. I did not want to let go. I wanted to continue on the magic of all of the spiritualness and the intensity of all of that and the downloads and all of those things. And not to say that I'm not still getting downloads and messages. I very much am, and that's what this video, but like I said, it was 3 weeks coming because there was a lot that needed to be entailed in here. And there was a lot of things that they wanted to show me, like I had to let go. And I didn't realize that until the other day, that it took so long for me to let go. And because it is scary. It is scary to let go and think, oh, I'm falling back asleep. Because that's what it feels like at first. And I was having some of them thoughts like, oh my God, is this over? And then, no, it isn't. It's just that this is what we're doing. It's go time right here and right now. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we're going to put into action our spiritualness of what we're trying to do. Our self-mastery comes in, and that's where I was talking about personal responsibility and discipline, which I feel like discipline is a huge part of this. Balancing and meeting in the middle. This is what our whole journey has been about, is us balancing in order for us to balance with our twin. And it's all about that. It's all about the service to self and the service to others and balancing that. I've talked about the Atlantean timeline before and lifetime that we had where it was so out of balance into the service to others that it imploded. This time we have learned that, and we are coming into the balancing of both of those, which is feminine and masculine energies, and that is what this whole journey has been about for us. So in doing that, becoming disciplined and taking personal responsibility for what we came here to do, what we signed up to do for humanity. I mean, if you're taking a hard look at the things that are going on, and I'm not suggesting anyone listen to the news, but there is real people that are suffering and are in pain. And we are setting people free. That's what we came here to do. I made a video that we are the light of the world, and I believe that 100%. And we're here to help, and we're here to set everyone free and help them to get out of that pain and the fear and the programming and release all of those things. But we had to do it first. So I'm feeling that huge shift, and I feel like I wanted to mention the fear of that, of letting go, and how it will feel scary if you're experiencing this now, or if this is something that is going to happen for you, because we're all on our own personal timelines within our journey. So if this is something that you are going to be dealing with, it's a big shift, and let go. Let go of all of that and realize that this is what you signed up for and why we are here and why you are here. And stop looping, because not that I wasted time, because I don't feel like we ever waste time, but I was really holding on to everything. And I felt like they were trying to shift me, and there was a lot of things that happen. And it will happen for you. There will be things that you will be blindsided with. There will be things that will come to you in the physical that you will have to deal with. There's no getting away from it. There's no hiding away and not dealing with these things. If you want to let that carry out for a long time, then hold on. But this is the purpose of letting go, and this is the beauty of letting go, and this is the advice always, to let go, and just go and stay in the flow and not try to control things. Because we loop back, and there are a lot of things and a lot of programs, and there's a lot of things still within the Twin Flame community that have people looping back. And one of those I feel like is a lot of the videos out there. I personally have also been guided not to listen to any Twin Flame videos, and I have not done so. Now, I did mention Chris's. Chris is soul family for me, and I'm very close to him. And I love the QHHT. There are a select few, with one handful of people that I stay connected to, and I value their messages, and I do feel as if they are soul family. And this is another thing that will be happening. It's you and your soul family, everyone within your soul family. Your missions will be tied together somehow. You're here together, and this is the time that you and your soul family will be coming together even closer and working together. And it's crucial that you zero in and hone in on who you believe to be your soul family, and your mission will be similar to their mission. You will have a lot of similarities to your soul family. As far as the numbers of soul family or numbers of who exactly is within your monad, I'm not 100% sure on. I would think that it would be the number 12 again. But it could be, it's going to be more than that. And you may have some within your own biological family that are also part of your soul family. Like I know for me, my daughter is soul family as well. And it's just different for everyone. And it's just what you chose. But the looping back and me not watching a lot of the Twin Flame readings and things like that, I do feel that there are some out there that are still doing readings that are keeping everyone stuck. They're looping back to a bunch of different things. There's a lot of we see this looping. It's like a cycle. There'll be some rumor or some BS out there about plan B, or you're having more than one twin, or, your twin not choosing, and they're going to leave that body and go into a different body because that person wouldn't, whatever. And so we're seeing cycles of all of that. But there is some information that keeps looping and keeps cycling, and it's keeping people stuck. It's no longer relevant. It's not relevant information. Now is the time for you to shift into the physical. So if you've been hanging on and not letting go and refusing to deal with some things, because I'm telling you, I didn't want to. I thought it doesn't matter. It's going to be okay. It's going to be taken care of, and I don't have to worry about it. But that's where personal responsibility comes in. This is where you have to say, this is what I chose to do, and this is what I need to do. And there are things within the physical reality that you are going to have to do. A lot of it has to do with relationships and being able to deal with people. Like I was saying, I closed off for 3 years, didn't want to deal with people. I couldn't be around anyone who was not of the like mind. But that's not necessarily the mission, and that's not what's going to continue. It's all physical. So the personal responsibility and the self-mastery coming in and dealing with ego issues that we may still have of, whatever it is, whether you're just like, I can't deal with people. Like I know, and these are some shadow aspects of us as well. Like I know in traffic, forget it. It's such a pet peeve for me, but my personal responsibility is to be disciplined, not to be phony, but to embrace my shadow aspect and be real about it. I get pissed off in traffic if you do something stupid, like the 4-way stop thing. And I'm just being real and honest, and I always have been, and I've never been one of these people that acts like I'm spiritual guru number one and not a real person. And I've never been scared to face my shadow side. But anyway, the 4-way stop, I don't understand how people can't understand the 4-way stop. So it gets to me. And then you mumble under your breath, stupid idiot. Okay, that has to be transcended. First of all, that can't bother you. And if you're being real and honest with yourself, we all deal with these shadow things, but you closing your eyes to the things that you do that are not, I'm not saying spiritual, but are not part of having self-mastery and are not part of love, it's an ego issue, will have to be dealt with in relationships, because we're going to be dealing with people, dealing with humanity, and being amongst the people. So there's an integration period of us doing that. And it is about you being disciplined and coming from a place of love and not ego. And so it's like you have to be, okay, so they didn't read the rules of the road. They're in a hurry. Okay, and being more relaxed and balancing more into love and not getting your panties in a wad, and not that you're calling the people this, but even whispering under your breath is like still shadow. Okay, so this I know I have to work on. And this is just an example. You may have blatant anger and like to yell and scream at people. You may get upset and throw things across the room. This is anger, and it's okay to feel the emotion of anger. But if someone is standing there across the room when you decide to heave whatever it is across the room, then that's when you're not acting in love at all and you have hit somebody. Just examples. I'm not saying I know this firsthand. I'm not saying I heave things across the room. That's something that I don't do. But I'm just giving you an example. These are things that will have to be, and not judging yourself for it. Like I said, you're going to get angry. There are things that are going to make you mad. But it's your reaction to your anger and your emotions and being able to put them in check and self-mastery and not being phony about it at all, but realizing and looking at it and saying, I have an issue with this. I have an issue with this and I have to work on it. I have to be disciplined in this area. Another thing for I was feeling with the physical lessons would be any type of addictions that are out there. There's so many. I mean, this is how we cope, and not judging yourself because this is what you have used to cope. There's people that smoke cigarettes. Okay. There's people that smoke marijuana. Okay. There's people that drink wine. There's people that eat food. There's people that shop. There's people that are addicted to sex and masturbating and porn. All of these things are addictions, and this is where self-mastery comes in, that we have to be okay without them. We don't need them. This is more of integrating higher aspects of ourself and releasing our humanness. And it goes back to that scripture again, being in the world but not of it, and transcending our humanness and being able to release. So you will be dealing with those things as well. You will be letting go of the need for this. And they understand that. Our higher aspects understand that we've been tossed down here in this physicalness and we've had to cope. We've had horrible lives. And that was another thing that Chris's video hit on when he was getting messages from the Arcturians, was that we've had bad lives and we've had to cope with these lives, and we have picked up addictions and things that we have needed to cope. But what's transcending is our need for anything. We don't need that. We're okay. And so this is another thing that will hit you in the physical, is dealing with those addictions. Again, back to self-mastery. This physical aspect and closing the gap to physical union, I don't really have a time frame other than I did hear marathon, that this journey is a marathon. And but it's here for us, and we've shifted in the physical because we will close the gap in the physical. As far as the masculine's role, like I was saying, the role reversal thing, and us dealing with things in the physical realm, normally in balance would allow them to deal with their spiritual side. I haven't got 100% message on if that is what they're doing, because I still feel them in the physical. I still feel them dealing with things in the physical reality. So I feel like they've been dealing with that spiritual aspect along with us. So as far as that goes, I don't know. And I don't know what it'll look like. That's something that we just don't know. But it is here, right now, and it's go time for you. And so I wanted to put this out about my own personal truth regarding this and what I've had to do to let go and accept that I'm in the physical. Now, I'm not saying that there's not going to be times where I will shift back into the intensity of the spiritual. I'm just saying for now, it has been a shift into the physical. And it's not saying that I'm not getting messages. I still am getting messages. I'm still getting visions and all of that through my third eye. So I'm not the same person that I was 3 years ago completely. And I am learning now to integrate what I have learned and what I have released and the new me into this physical world. And so this is the time where you're going to be seeing what you're made of. What did you learn? What have you really let go of? Is it safe to stick you out there and have you help and interact and heal humanity? And I feel like this is the time where there's going to be these lessons and there's going to be things that are going to happen still within our journey, as in growth and growing and moving forward, that we'll need to deal with. But this is the shift, and I don't know if anyone's been feeling it or if this is true for you, but I like to put out what's happening with me, because I know that a lot of people do resonate with my journey, and that means that you are just on the same collective timeline that I am on regarding the journey. And I have been feeling this, and like I said, I've heard from other twins about them feeling the same thing, of just dealing with the physical. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to mention? Just about the fear and just about not holding on and really letting go. And you have a choice. You have a choice to say, okay, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to deal with this in the physical, and I'm going to move forward and not loop back, because I feel like you can go back by listening to things that are no longer relevant. Like I was talking about the cycles, we've had these cycle things, and we'll have this distortion come up, which I call BS, distortion come up within the community, and it keeps people stuck and dealing with that and not moving forward. And there's this looping. But you have a choice to jump off that loop. And that's another thing that I liked about Chris's video when he said the train has left the station. Like, no longer on that looping and all of those things that are still going around, and the rumors and all of those things. We're not dealing with them anymore. It's go time. And so be confident. Do not let fear hold you back. This is when fear is an issue. It's not saying that you're never going to feel fear. Like I've said before, I'm in a human body. If the predator jumps out around the corner, I'm going to jump. I'm in a human body. It's going to shock me. It doesn't mean that I judge myself for feeling that fear, but it's when you let fear hold you back, and where you're choosing to feel that fear and hold you back instead of choosing to move forward in love and choosing yourself and what is the best for you and what is for your highest good. Your highest good is always to move on your soul's path forward and always closer to physical union. Okay, I think that's my messages. I just wanted to put that out there of what I felt was going on and what I have been feeling in my own personal shift. And if you've been feeling that, not to be scared, but to get out there and create. This is it. This is the time for you to create the life that you want, and know that what your mission is and what you came here to heal and help humanity with. And because you've been getting messages and signs and hits on that, and you've already been creating the life that you want. And you've already been setting these things up. Like I really am excited about Twin Souls Network and doing those interviews and getting that channel going and connecting with so many more here in the physical and helping more of you and hearing your stories and your truth and putting the truth out there. So that's what I'm working on right now. It's one of the things I'm working on. There are so many avenues and so many things that I know that me and my twin are going to heal, and so many areas that we'll be working in, and so many things that we're going to want to do, and just the traveling and the grid points that we will be at, and all of those things. It's go time. We're closing the gap in the physical. It's go time right here and right now. And you have a personal responsibility to choose it, choose your mission that you signed up for, and not let anything hold you back. I thank you all so much for being here. Again, thank you for all those that send me emails and message me and check on me and make sure I'm okay. I thank you so much. I love you all so much. Again, my email is always open if you need anything from me. If you need advice or if you need anything. I'm going to leave the links below to the things that I referenced within this video. Also, the Twin Souls Network. If you would please subscribe so that I can get up to enough subscribers that I will actually be able to do the interviews. So I'm getting ready to work on the intro video that I should have up so that you can find it very well. I will list the link to the channel and that video down below here. And you can please subscribe to it. And I wanted to give a big shout out to Chris too as well. He did my intro for Twin Souls Network, and it's amazing. It's absolutely perfect. And so big shout out to him for that. I thank you so much for doing that. So when you see the little intro in the very beginning, the first 30 seconds of the video, Chris did that. He's amazing, and I so appreciate his love and support with all of this as well. So thank you all. If you need me, I leave all of my information below. Happy 9/9 portal in a few days. Happy September, and I will be back very soon here and on Twin Souls Network. Namaste.